What's going on, guys? It's your boy JP, and welcome back to another video of What Would JP Do? Like I said in my last video, I'm starting to give my own opinions on the videos that I created on my channel, and on TikTok and on Instagram, the videos that I posted. I would like to give my take and the reasoning for why I chose what I chose, okay? I made these videos so you guys can make the decision, but it's only fair that I give my opinion too. So without further ado, let's get into it.
A pharmacist discovers that someone has been stealing a rare, life-saving medication. After checking security footage, they realize the thief is a parent whose child will die without it. The medication is extremely expensive and uninsured. Reporting the theft will likely result in prison time for the parent and the loss of the child's only caregiver. Ignoring the theft means other patients may not get their prescriptions. The pharmacist's job and license are also at risk. The law is clear, but the consequences are devastating either way. Should the pharmacist follow the rules or act on compassion?
So, me as the pharmacist, I don't know how I would know that the medication is life-saving for the kid. And I understand all the medications, of course, right, that we have in stock. I guess if I use some reasoning skills, I would maybe come to the conclusion that maybe this person needed it for a life-saving purpose. So, yeah, within this situation, still, right, it's a pretty pricey medication if it's life-saving, right? It's either I let them go free or I call the police. Now, yeah, I gotta call the cops, and I'm so sorry. I know it sounds bad. I'm the big bad pharmacist that's gonna call the police. Yes, people need to know that actions have consequences, and you can't just go around stealing shit. And I understand this for survival purposes, but listen, if I was so lenient to you, what's going to stop me from being lenient to the next guy, right? And why should I be lenient to the next guy if he decides to steal a life-saving medication for his kids, or for his mother, or for his father, or for his sister, right? We have no idea, right? So, if in this scenario, I would have to call the police. And, yeah, you guys could call me what you want. But yeah, man. Okay, let's go on to the next scenario.
A self-driving car must choose between swerving into a barrier, unaliving its single passenger, or continuing forward and hitting 5 pedestrians who crossed illegally. The car's software must be programmed in advance. Engineers debate whether the system should minimize total deaths or always protect the passenger. Buyers say they would never purchase a car designed to sacrifice them, while pedestrians argue that a person's life should not be weighed by ownership. Whatever decision is programmed will affect millions of future accidents. Is it ethical to design machines that knowingly sacrifice some people? Who should be protected by default? A self-driving car must choose
This is a good one. This is a good one. And yes. So if I'm the algorithm, okay. If I created the system, I would create the system to minimize the amount of damage it causes. So I'm gonna weigh it on quantity of life. Okay, so quantity equals quality in a situation like this. If the algorithm decides, the algorithm, if I created a program, the algorithm itself, I created it, I would want it to prioritize the lives of many more people. And if that means that the driver has to die, then so be it, if I'm being honest. Because the driver is one person, and this is like a trolley cart dilemma, right? What they call it. Right, you pull the lever, you save 3 people, you know what I mean, right? So this is kind of like that scenario. And yeah, when it comes to stuff like that, I think, and I get it. You bought the car. The driver should be protected, sure, right? But not over the lives of many more people, right? I think that would be the right decision, in my opinion. Yeah. And then, you know what? I could do a third one.
A teacher discovers that nearly half the class cheated on a final exam. If the teacher reports it honestly, many students will fail and lose scholarships. Some students cheated because they were pressured by parents or feared financial consequences. Others studied honestly and feel betrayed by the cheaters. Lowering the punishment would protect many, but be unfair to those who followed the rules. Enforcing strict consequences would uphold integrity, but ruin futures. The school's reputation is also at stake. Should fairness matter more than mercy?
Listen, you can't be cheating in school, okay? The education system, this is, like, I thought this was an obvious one, but I feel like most people might, you know what I mean? I feel like most people would swerve the other way. For me, like, I think that kids should be punished if caught cheating, straight up. Because what does that do for the future, right? If the kids aren't learning, and then they're just dropped into the real world just like that, how would they succeed if they're uneducated, right? It's gonna be a little bit harder. So you gotta know your shit, right? And I feel like this discussion is popping up a lot more these days because of artificial intelligence, right? We could easily cheat, and yeah, I take advantage of AI, of course. But to use artificial intelligence to cheat and to get by is probably not the best thing to do. And this is coming from a guy that actually, like, I cheated on this. I cheated on a few assignments, right, growing up, and I shouldn't have done it. Like a few, just like a handful, not like constantly, right? But yeah, I learned my lesson. I shouldn't have done it, right? And redemption should be a thing, of course, right? Redemption, forgiveness. I believe in all of that. But you need to pay the consequences if you are caught cheating. Like, for me,
A self-driving
for me is pretty obvious.
discovers that nearly half the class cheated on a final exam. If the teacher reports it honestly, many students will fail and lose scholarships. Some students cheated because they were pressured by parents or feared financial consequences. Others studied honestly and feel betrayed by the cheaters. Lowering the punishment would protect.
And that's why, right? And I understand you have scholarships. I understand the other reasons why they cheat. Financial situations are, you know, is hard financially, especially if you're in a private school and you have to pay your own tuition. Even in college, you pay your tuition if you're rejected. If like the government doesn't fund your schooling, right? Which I feel like most people should. I don't have another different conversation, but within the situation, it's unfair to the people who actually studied, right? If you actually studied, then what about those guys, right? And then you just got to cheat, and now you're getting by. Isn't necessarily fair. The fact that the other guys studied and they succeeded, that proves that there's a chance that you could have done the same thing, right? You're capable of doing the same thing. All you have to do is study, right? And it's hard. I know some people have tough time studying, and they have different methods of learning, different ways of learning. But you got to figure it out, and you got to study. The information has to get in your head. You got to do your exam. You got to pass, right? And that's how you get by. If you're taught that if you're taught that if you cheat, then you get by, and then later on you decide to do the same thing. That's how you end up in jail, if I'm being completely honest. You cut corners, you embezzle, you racketeer, right? You sell drugs, you do a bunch of other shit that gets you in trouble because you're trying to find a shortcut, get rich quick schemes, right? You're not supposed to be doing none of that shit. You're supposed to be walking down the straight and narrow, and that's how you're supposed to get by, right? I mean, you could be innovative, right? There's nothing wrong with innovations. There's nothing wrong with ethical inventions, of course, right? If you do it the right way and you don't cut corners and you don't take anybody's ideas. Yeah, for me, this one's easy. Sorry if you don't agree. It is what it is. So, with that being said, I did 3 videos here. Make sure to slam a like. Make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed. Make sure to leave a comment. Let me know if I'm right or wrong or full of shit. Let me know, okay? And, I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you guys have a great night. And I'll see you guys later, okay? Take care.